When shots rang out Monday night in one of the largest shopping malls in America, shoppers ran for their lives. It turns out that a 20-year-old gunman only intended to hurt himself when he began shooting randomly at the ceiling in the mall. But hundreds of customers and employees were trapped for hours as police scoured the Garden State Plaza Mall for the shooter, who was later found dead of a self-inflicted wound. Ron Landers is a security and domestic terrorism expert who consults malls and businesses on security. He's with us on the phone from Alexandria, Virginia. Thank you so much, Ron, for taking some time with us. I do appreciate it.
Thank you, Debbie. Thanks for asking me.
Let's talk a little bit about security first. Do you see, it seems that these public tragic events are stacking up on one another. Of course, there was just the shooting at LAX just a few days ago. There was this one. There was a near scare at a college in Connecticut. Do all of these things stacked up on top of each other mean that our way of life as we know it and the necessary security for our way of life is changing?
It's changing on two facets. First of all, you always have the copycats, the people who want to do an imitation of something that occurred. It's curious that the shooter in Los Angeles was from New Jersey, and this shooting was in New Jersey. Whether they're connected, I have no idea. It's too early to figure that out. But it also gives the idea of foreseeability to the landlord, the property owners, the managers, and the corporations, a warning that you need to do a little bit better on protecting the people that come shop in your shopping centers, stores, theaters, etc.
But I wonder what could have been done to, this is really a freak event. This young man, thankfully, really intended to hurt no one but himself. What could have been done in terms of security measures, drills, law enforcement that would have prevented him from executing his plan?
In this particular case, the Paramus, New Jersey case, there's not much that could have. It was closing time. He came into the mall. People were leaving the mall. He came in dressed in black with a motorcycle helmet on, which may or may not have gotten attention to people. But we in security and security awareness talk a lot about situational awareness. And that's when it should raise the hairs on the back of your neck when you see somebody walking in that doesn't quite fit the profile of an event or a location.
Ron, as I was watching the local news coverage of this late last night into this morning, there were reports that the stores in the Garden State Plaza malls, the individual retail stores, activated their own security plans, their active shooter plans. So they've been doing drills. They have planned for the contingency that something like this might happen. Is that our new normal?
I'm afraid it is. The fact that the people are doing drills is a good positive note as far as the shoppers are concerned and the staff and the corporations are concerned. It doesn't, for example, in the Joplin tornado, this is totally off subject but straight on the tragedy situation. The Joplin tornado, the people had no deaths when that hospital was hit by a tornado because they had just trained like 3 days before. And they knew what to do, and everybody went into action. They had worked as a team, and everything worked out well. Nobody died, and a lot of lives were saved. It is the new normal.
To call upon your expertise in psychology and the conversation that we had in the newsroom about this story eventually evolved into, well, where is safe? Our innocence was taken after the Columbine shootings, and then of course there's a shooting at the airport, and there was a near bombing in Times Square and the marathon. So what does this do? These kinds of incidences do to the public psyche and us being able to go on and live our lives?
What it does is it makes the public aware that we in law enforcement in the security profession are learning from each incident. For example, Columbine was a situation where the old strategy of surround the building and get enough of the army together to attack or capture the suspects didn't work. During that time, I believe 3 people died. 3 of the victims died. Now officers go in, like in the LA airport incident on Friday. The shots rang out, and if you saw the videos, all the people were running one direction and the law enforcement was running the other direction, and they stabilized the situation within 3 minutes. And once again, that is the new normal. People have to be aware of their surroundings and find cover as quickly as possible when something breaks out.
Do you suspect finally that security measures that we're going to have to take, even in America, in this free society that we treasure so much, will include law enforcement presence everywhere we go? Even at the shooting in Nairobi at the Westgate Mall, as I understand it, there was very strict security there. Is that what we're moving toward, where we'll see armed law enforcement agents and metal detectors everywhere we go?
I don't see that in the open environment like hospitals in many cases and in malls in many cases. What you're seeing with the mall situation was really tragic on several levels. People hid, as you're seeing in the video here, people hid in behind what we call concealment, which isn't cover. Cover is a hard surface that will block a bullet. And then they were called out and then shot, executed point blank.
Yeah, it's just such a horrible and tragic situation. Thank goodness that there weren't more, that there weren't injuries or even deaths other than the shooter himself in this case. Ron Lander, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.